Hey guys, welcome back to the B stream. It is time for our next match. And of course, Maynard and Artosis here, back on the B stream together. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm great, man. It's been had a nice big break between casts. Feeling pretty good. I'm hydrated. I've had a bit to eat.
Yeah.
I got a lot of energy, and I'm going to be expelling a lot of energy because these games are going to get good, and this one is going to be weird. I'm calling it right now because we have the incredible Taiwanese Protoss. Incredible for many reasons. Some would say for good or for worse. It is Haas. Coming up against the Polish hope, Elazer, who we cast together on this very desk versus Shy yesterday in the round of 32.
Yeah, and he put out good games. Elazer's a very good up-and-coming Zerg. You know, he's definitely doing better and better and better with each tournament. You know, he's just showing a lot of skill. But Haas is someone that you can't really prepare for. Should be kind of hard here, I think, for Elazer to deal with Haas, because Haas is his own Protoss.
Yeah, Haas is very, very tough to deal with. I think Haas is a lot better at managing to break some necks in PvT. PvZ, though, was the matchup that stopped him last time in the championship in winter, so in the previous season. And can Elazer be the Zerg that stops Haas this time? Or will Haas push through and get through that round of 16 hump?
Yeah, I'm not so sure. Should be a good one, no doubt. People are really starting to enjoy Haas's play. But by the way, guys, take a look at this bracket right here. The winner of this has to play Pulse, so that is not an easy journey.
Oh, God.
I do want to point out that Neeb versus Hydra is going on the A stream, and Neeb is actually up 2-1 right now, so that's pretty cool.
He is. Neeb on match point there, and Hydra being a favorite for a lot of people, including myself, to win the whole entire tournament. I mean, it's hard not to be after DreamHack Austin.
Yeah. I would say Hydra, just in general, is probably the best player in this tournament right now, but Neeb is making a case otherwise, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know, over on the other side on the stream earlier, we had Showtime versus Guru, which, you know, took a while due to technical difficulties, but Showtime coming out on top.
Yep, and that is the case. It ended up being a 3-2, a very lengthy series, but we got there. And, of course, that Aegis and Violet coming up a little bit later is going to be facing Showtime in the next slot there.
How does Aegis feel about that one? Did you talk to him at all about it?
I have, and he doesn't feel great about it.
Oh, really?
Because he got 0-3'd by Violet at DreamHack.
Yeah, that's true.
Austin, and Violet technically has a pretty good win rate against Aegis in general.
Like, when I think of them, I generally put Violet as a little bit better than Aegis, but it doesn't seem undoable.
It's not undoable,
I think Aegis is definitely good enough to take a series off of Violet.
TvZ is his best matchup, and we saw Aegis play an incredible TVP yesterday. That's not even his best matchup.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, but that's a different series, and we are going to get into the lobby right now for Haas versus Elazer. Map number 1 going to be on Dusk Towers, a nice big lengthy macro map here, and it's actually great. I love that when Dusk Towers is map 1 because it gives you a good feel for how the series is going to go. Like, you know, which player can play. If we are even going to see a mid game, we are watching Haas here. Let's be honest.
Yeah. I'm like, well, you know, there's a lot of places you can put cannons on this map,
and it's a good. It's actually not a bad map for proxying structures and that sort of thing as well.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I'm just excited to see what Haz is going to bring to the table.
I'm so excited to see.
I've gotten to cast some of his best games, like the Pylon Wall. He's probably done it more than once, but on King Sejong Station, I actually got to cast a game where he made like an 8-pylon wall against a Zerg. It was the most insane thing.
Well, now he can make those pylons fight back in Legacy of the Void, and that is a scary thing.
Seriously, he doesn't need a forge anymore. It's crazy. Just getting everyone in the game right now. Should be pretty fun. Guys, get out there, spread the word. Like, help us out with that a little bit. This is tough because we just had all that downtime. So,
well, it's time to pick up that Steam, guys. Get out on your phones. So if you're on it, on the internet, get on Twitter, get on Facebook, get on whatever Instagram. Hashtag the WCS and hashtag DreamHack Open or DHFR16 is the other hashtag, the one that I've been using.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you know what, I got to say, I guess I probably don't understand Twitter correctly because when I see the hashtags that events make, I just have to scratch my head. And I'm like, why aren't we just like using one hashtag? Like, why is there, you know, I don't know. I get it. It gets
the
confusing.
Important questions that we have to ask every now and then of organizations.
Me, it's like, for GSL, I'm like, just hashtag GSL, that's it. Every finals, same thing.
Well, this is, with the WCS system, we have to, of course, give love to WCS. This is
hashtag WCS, guys.
Like, we cannot stress enough how much is on the line here for all these players. It's the end of Season 2, the finale, the big shebang. The winner goes to the global playoffs at the end of the year, and it doesn't get more prestigious than that.
Yes, indeed. So here we go, guys. The countdown has begun. Dusk Towers, Haas versus Elazer. And you have a prediction as we get into this?
I have no idea. I kind of feel like Elazer's going to win this one.
Really? I actually think Haas is going to take it.
Well, let's fight.
Yeah, let's. I hate you. I can't cast with you if you think the guy's going to win that. I don't think.
I guess we're not friends anymore, so let's just cast this and move on.
All right, guys, here we go in the top right of Dusk Towers. Our aggressive Protoss from Taiwan, it is Haas.
Already sending that probe out. And in the bottom spawn here from Poland, from True Esports, this is Elazer.
All right. Let's see. Scoreboard. And best of 5. Bam. Done. Easy. Get out. There we go. Even got the production tab.
Observing is really the easiest job of all time, I
It's
think.
pretty simple. Like, this is my third time doing it, and I already think I'm, like, basically fantastic.
Yeah, it's been, what, 5 years, 6 years since you observed last time in GSL Season 1?
Dude, I haven't observed in a, like,
that was
I don't
actually
even
tasteless,
know.
never mind.
I think I observed some games for...
Like maybe when
a Chinese event, actually, maybe that I did a long time ago.
Actually, if I throw back my knowledge bombs, I think there was actually a time when the Observer PC went out at GSL and it just cut to your PC.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And you're like, oh, wow, I guess
right.
I guess I'm observing now.
By the way, I think this looks pretty good for Elazer so far.
Yeah,
he actually just scouted up here with his drone.
He knows who he's up against.
Yeah.
He's being very diligent about proxies and that sort of thing. And he's also expanding in front instead of to the back natural because that is actually going to give him some creep. He's going to be near his ramp as well with that creep, and it's going to make it pretty tough to send things at the front there. And I got to say, this is looking relatively standard from Haas so far. I mean, it could still, you know, proxy tier 2, but it just, I'm surprised there isn't like an proxy gateway, a depth rush or something like that. This double adept opening is like in the meta, it's very standard.
Yeah, you definitely can see a double gateway adept. Like most Protosses prefer to get a fast expansion, but if you're a really aggressive one, you can open with something like this, and definitely it can get some work done. So we'll see what he can pull off with it.
Yeah, and there's those adepts on the way now, and Elazer is getting his third hatchery. No surprises there. He can do it quite safely as well. The Queen is on the way. Lings are on the way. I don't see him taking a huge amount of damage from these 2 adepts here, especially because he's going to already have that creep on the low ground. He'll have a Queen. I'm sort of... I mean, if he made the Queen in the natural, I'd maybe feel a little bit better. I guess the third, whatever you want to call it, his first expansion.
Yeah, you could call it natural, or you could call it just, I don't know, his first expo. It's kind of funny when the bases can go in different orders, what it should actually be called. Like, sometimes I call them, just, you know, as kind of an aside, because this is like very early game, the back natural and front natural is something that I like a lot, because like...
That's pretty good. I'm going to steal that.
Natural, like, just means the expansion that would be the natural one to take, and we generally just refer to the first expansion taken as that because it's very obvious what the first expansion is, but because there's not obvious...
The Queen has arrived just in time, and this is where she definitely needs to be, at the front natural, as Atosis would call it, and that is batting away these adepts, because we see that they actually shade away, and at the north here, in the top left of Dusk Towers, there's Haas dropping a proxy pylon.
Oh, man.
And I'm feeling like this might be a Dark Shrine, Atosis.
I think you could be right. It's either going to be a Dark Shrine or a hell of a bunch of gateways, I would guess,
yeah,
right?
that's actually very true as well. It could be a massive blink.
You watch, he's going to trick us. It's like a robo over there. But no, let's see
gateways.
What he's... Okay, it's a gateway just for Warpins up there, and he is getting glaives, so it looks like massive Adept Warpins will be going down on that side. Wow. But will Elazer scout it? Because he has been pretty on top of trying to find things like this, and it looks like he's going to.
Yeah, he does find it with that one Ling, and that's a great pickoff for him. He knows that a big, aggressive Warpin is on the way here from Haas, and he's already started his Baneling Nest, and that's exactly what he needs against this.
Oh, man, this is... this has to be pretty hurtful for Haas to actually play against, but look at what he's done. Do you see this? He's warping them in behind the pylon to actually protect it. Do they fit out?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think they're stuck.
Can the shade get through the gate? No, it can't.
No.
That's it.
If they can't get out, they can't get out.
They're just there now. It's the end.
That's where they live. That's their home.
Yeah, for the rest of this game and forever.
Wow. This is like really kind of weird, but I guess that's what a Haas game is.
Yeah, I mean, it feels kind of bad, but I don't. You know, 2 adepts. It's not the cheapest unit in the world.
Look, if just this guy was here, I would feel bad, but he has a friend. So, you know, it's like like if you're going to leave your dog at home a lot, have 2 of them so they're friends or something like that.
Artosis and Tasteless protecting that gateway forever.
Yeah, Artosis and Tasteless protecting their in-control pylon.
Of course. We see the Overlord of Elazer, which is speed upgraded, by the way, getting a great look at what's happening in Haas's main. Sees a Stargate as well, and Resonating Glaives obviously going down on that Twilight Council. So Elazer has everything that he needs, and he is in a great spot, droning up very heavily, getting +1 melee for his Zerglings. Baneling Nest is done, and he's very, very safe against a big Adept aggression, which isn't actually coming.
Yeah, it definitely isn't. The fact that he has canceled that and just has, like, well, I guess he's warping in some Adepts, but it's not the kind of
That's
like
not
crazy
army,
balls
yeah.
the wall that I was expecting right off the bat.
Which I think was initially Haas's plan, but awfully got scouted. Like he's just, I guess, waiting for the Oracle to come in and maybe hitting 2 spots. So we see the Oracle is on the way here for Haas. So, you know, hitting with Adepts while hitting with an Oracle in the back mineral line, stretching the multitask of your Zerg opponent, not a bad option.
Yeah. Let's see what he can get done, though, because Elazer's scouting has been pretty on key. He's got spores all over the place. He has a spine. He's about to have +1 melee. Let's see how many lings he actually has. He only has 9 Zerglings.
Yeah, he's been spending all of his lava on drones. He's up at 56 right now.
Yeah, that's really quite a bit. Look at this. Okay, he does see, with his Overlord, all these Adepts coming down the map. So he should start making a ton of units at this point.
He's got 7 lava to be able to spend on lings, and he definitely should make nothing but lings at this point. But he is still making drones and getting a Hydralisk Den.
Wow, that's
very bold. He did scout all these Adepts on the way.
Super duper surprised. Like, the amount of Adepts he has right now actually could do some serious damage because of this.
Not watching the minimap or something? I mean, he's a better player than me, so I'm just going to assume that he knows what he's doing here.
Yeah, well, I mean, when you just... If Haas just attacked here, the thing is he's not. It's like the Overlord saw him, so maybe he assumes that there's going to be enough now.
Yeah.
But whether he's better than you or not, Maynard, if he doesn't have enough units to, you know, stop the attack, then he doesn't have enough units to stop the attack.
Maybe these 4 Banelings will do the trick. The drones have been evacuated here from the front. Natural, the Banelings are coming in. Haas splitting up his Adepts very nicely. And the one Spine Crawler is not enough. The Adepts are shading into the main here. The Spore Crawler is going to go down. And I believe the Oracle will be joining in pretty shortly.
Yeah, looks like he is going into this main base now with all these Adepts, dealing some pretty significant damage thus far.
He's gotten 13 drone kills, 14, 16. It's getting up there. Haas doing a lot of damage with this attack. Elazer has Hydralisk and Lings now, but it just doesn't seem like he has enough just yet, and he's being pulled thin. These Adepts shading back and forth from left and the right. They are doing damage all over the place. 29 drones killed.
Yeah, I mean, Haas is just wrecking Elazer. I think you're right. He just didn't see it. When his Overlord flew over them, that was a pretty big thing to miss, to be honest.
That 7 lava, I'm like, oh, this is all going to be Zerglings.
Yeah.
But it just became drones.
And now you look at it, and 38 drones have been killed. Look, you even got a couple of them out over here. This
is kind of over right now. There's 48 drones, nearly 50 drones killed by these Adepts, and the Oracle coming in from above because the Spore is dead, doing more and more damage. Nearly 60 workers killed. It is going to be 60 workers killed by Haas here. And Elazer has got almost nothing left. He has a Hydralisk army and a couple Queens, but his economy is gone.
Dude, there's nothing left here, man. The fact that he has 13 drones, he went down as low as 9 here. He's got 12 Hydras. Like, there isn't anything to be done when you lose that many drones.
Yeah, he's maybe going to try and counterattack you with a Hydralisk and keep Haas pinned back so he can drone up again. But no, he can't even. He's just going to spend that money on Lings and try and end the game. But Haas just knows that all he needs to do right here is pull back and defend, and he wins.
He's got 3 pylons. He's got enough mana for 4 overcharges.
Yeah.
And then he's got like more units than his opponent. So I can't even imagine him losing here.
Yeah, there's those overcharges going down, probably a bit preemptive, but he's zoning Elazer out, giving himself more time to bolster up his production as well. 3 more gateways on the way. And, I mean, Elazer's making Baneling's going to try and pull a rabbit out of the hat here, but that is absolutely going to be a miracle if he wins this game. Yeah,
those Banelings, I don't know if that's going to be enough, man. We do have a couple more overcharges as well. Definitely Haas is being a little bit too quick on the trigger on those. Like, he should be doing one and then the other if there's a committal, but now he has no energy left. The thing is, it did buy him enough time anyways. This is like just a very small nitpicky thing I'm saying because he has a ton of units here.
He does. He's got a very, very good army. His army is up in supply, workers up in supply, everything up for Haas here. Ahead in every single way as he deflects Elazer's initial attack. And Elazer's army is just thinning in numbers. He's trying to get this done, but the force field stymieing the flow of the Zerg units here. The Queens are here, and he just has to tap out.
Oh,
GG.
man. All right, so that is 1-0 for Haas. Definitely Elazer like start out nicely scouting everything. But when he sent his Overlord up, missing the fact that there was like 10 Adepts on the way to his base and just making drones, I mean... That was it, man. You can't lose 60 drones and come back from that.
It just really, like, I can't believe it, but it really just felt like he just wasn't looking at the minimap when the Overlord flew over, like, the 10 adepts that were there.
Yeah, that has to be it. It's when you see 10 adepts on the way to your base, you don't
make
say, these 4 Lings and 4 Banes are enough.
Yeah.
Those Glaved adepts, I'm not afraid. Those are fine.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, Elazer can shake off game 1 and tie up the series. Of course, we want as many games as possible. I know that there's been a delay, but the more StarCraft, the better, guys. Let's be honest. All of you want to see as much StarCraft as possible, and we do too.
No, seriously, that is actually one thing I definitely agree with. I want there to be like a lot of 5 series games, and I want it to be like almost stifled a little bit so I can watch some of every series. You know, every time we went to a commercial on Need vs. Hydra, I'm like running around here like in between the games trying to watch this over here. The quality of games is really surprising me this weekend. Like, they are really high end.
Well, you're from, the Korean region.
I get the greatest games on Earth all the time, but these are fantastic games that we're having here.
And we're seeing the Koreans go toe-to-toe with some, Polton nearly got eliminated in the round of 32, and that's a guy that's a GSL champion. And he's and Hydra is a WCS Premier champion, and he is, as far as I know, very close to being knocked out by Neeb here in the round of 16. So
yeah, that very well may happen. It's kind of nice. I was actually talking to some people last night a little bit about how, like, okay, a lot of people complain about WCS when it was made this year and the kind of region locking that went down. But I think at this point in the year, we're starting to see parts of it pay off here for these foreign pro gamers that are getting better and better and actually giving us like real good games. They're starting to get some storylines going against each other, and it's becoming like a really fun endeavor.
I mean, a lot of the reaction is, when the WCS system in 2016 was announced, a lot of the reaction was, I guess justified. Well, a lot of people, but it was theory crafting. Yeah. No one had seen it in action yet. And we are 2 seasons in. We're at the final season 2, and you can definitely see the impact that it's made on the scene with a lot of foreign players. Very, very hyped. There's ladder qualifiers as well. The ladders have never been more competitive. NA ladder, EU ladder qualifiers, Oceania, we keep having out qualifiers as well. We're seeing people like Pig and I guess get overseas, and we're seeing some of the household names in Korea as well that have moved to different regions, reaching these tournaments in the deep stages. Champions, all of them.
Indeed. Well, let's take a look at these players. We do have in the top left, winning that first game with a bunch of adepts. It is Taiwan's Haas.
He's a madman.
A madman.
And in the bottom left here from Poland, losing the first game, this is Elazer.
Dance moves. Okay.
Oh, you're so good at this.
Oh, yes, indeed. But you know what? Here's another thing that's kind of cool. We are having like new heroes arise in the region. Taiwan, if you ever think of Taiwan, it's just Sen is really the one guy that comes to mind for StarCraft 2 fans, I would say. But Haas is starting to gain a bigger following in StarCraft 2 than really Sen had, who, by the way, he just retired.
Yeah, really heartbreaking to see Sen retire. I think he was the last foreigner, I guess, before the new WCS system to win a Premier tournament. It was in the Taiwan. I believe he cast it as well. Yeah. When Sen won in his home ground, and that was amazing for him. But it has been a long time between drinks for Sen, so I guess it's not a super big surprise to see him retire, but it's sad, of course.
But yeah, it's really cool to see something like Haas is starting to pop up. This is the guy that we're expecting to see from Taiwan, popping up all over the place. And thing is, he has like a style that a lot of people like to make fun of and tease, but it's super entertaining, and he's winning with it.
Yeah, and All Arena is an entertaining map.
Yes, this would be, I would say, his map.
Yeah, this is something that Haas wants to play on for sure. And he'd be feeling good about taking Dust Towers away from the Zerg player, which is like a bigger map. The Zerg has a bit more space. They have reaction time, that sort of thing. And All Arena, you really don't have that much reaction time. This rush distance is insane in the middle of that map there. And we see that Haas isn't actually going with double Adept this time. He's making a Zealot first. I mean, the Gateway, the Cyber Core had to wait a little bit for that to be done there. So I guess making a unit to plug the hole makes sense.
I guess so. I'm a little bit surprised that he's making that Zealot, not powering out Adepts, but maybe it's just because he's actually scouted what's going on and the fact that there's going to be Speedlings. It's like, well, if I start making Adepts now, I don't really get anything done, right? Like, get over there, micro them around. I have to make a Nexus anyways.
And Elazer is actually going for a really quick 3 hatchery here with the Speedlings behind it. And I actually like this decision from Elazer. I think it's going to work out quite nicely for him because, I mean, Speedlings are great for map control in the early game. And if you get a Bailey Nest, they can be very good on mass versus a lot of Adepts, which is really like the huge threat in early game PvZ, safe to say.
All right, well, I'm just excited to kind of see what Haas has planned here because it's such a crazy map. And normally Protoss players don't like it so much, but I would imagine this is probably one of his favorite maps because the trickiness and, as you said, such a quick rush distance. Like, he can just suddenly hit a laser before a laser knows what's going on.
Yeah. And this third is a little bit tricky to defend as well because it's got multiple entrances, got a big open right side of that hatchery, and a little sort of choke at the top where if you can muscle in down there and force field or something like that, it can actually really hurt this hatchery on the third. But he is actually going to go for, looks like he's going to try and get up into Blink here. Twilight Council on the way, starting to make Stalkers.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting. But we do, in fact, have Overlord speed being upgraded from Elazer, so he definitely wants to get in there, scout exactly what's going on. You think it's going to be Blink rather than Adepts?
I mean, Adepts make a lot more sense, I think, but I just saw that he was making a Stalker, and I was thinking, maybe.
Yeah, you definitely could be right about that.
Okay,
the Stalker...
no, it's Glaives.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess the Stalker is just going to be here to chase out Overlords. The thing is, with speed, they'll be able to scout it anyways, but... at least he can do some damage to those Overlords, maybe kill a couple off, slow his opponent down because of it.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point there. Link's coming in here to the natural.
Oh, man.
Getting a couple probe kills here. Wow.
Yes, indeed. In fact, getting a couple dead, and then they are going to run in here, but that's pretty much the end of their damage, at least.
It is, but it's not the end of their scouting information.
Yeah.
They're getting in here and seeing that Twilight Council, seeing that gateway. I mean, it's probably not a surprise for him, but it's nice to confirm what's coming out here from Haas.
It's kind of interesting, by the way. After scouting this, Elazer still chooses to go for the Evolution Chamber and the Baneling Nest, which isn't necessarily bad. It's just against Adepts that can be a little bit harder to pull off than Roaches, which are pretty straightforward.
Yeah, I think it's just it's kind of the flavor of the month right now to go into upgraded Lings, like in ZVP, and try and get up there with the melee upgrades, and there they are. So you get the attack upgrades, and those Lings do shred through gateway units, but you're absolutely right. The Roach is quite tanky, can take a lot of shots, and definitely muscle the Adept around.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess he's going to rely on Baneling Nest. There's a lot of splash damage there. The Adept is a light unit, so you can do some hurt there.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Like, I tell you, one of the first times I saw Banelings used against Protoss really effectively, I was using some Adepts early on in Legacy of the Void, and I accidentally looked away and shaded on top of Banelings. I'm like, what the hell happened there? Why are my Adepts gone? Like, I was just looking back for them, and definitely those Banelings can wreck them. But right now, we actually have Haas switching up his tech a little bit, going into double Stargate.
Yeah, and this is pretty cool from him. It will be either Phoenix play or lots and lots of Oracles, which I've seen from Haas as well. So it is going to be Phoenix.
Oh, I would love to see him go mass Oracle here.
I saw him do it. I think he even did it in Winter in PvZ, I'm pretty sure.
Man, it definitely can be quite effective. Now, he is shading in with quite a few Adepts here, and the drone's just having to run away.
Yeah, he's evacuating the mineral line here. It doesn't look like he has any Banelings. He's just got a bowl of Lings.
Oh, my God. He actually Baneling dropped up in the main base and got quite a few probes there, indeed. Elazer actually killing off 15 probes, but these Adepts are down here.
They are, and they're starting to get some kills of their own, but only 4 workers killed by Haas versus the 15 of Elazer. And if he cleans this up, Elazer's going to be feeling pretty good.
Yeah, he certainly should be. His economy way, way, way better than Haas's right now. And in fact, let's not forget that he does have another drop kind of right as Elazer does towards that natural base. So definitely could see a bit more harassment from him there.
The Adept's still not done here in the natural, putting the hurt onto Haas's economy a little bit here. Sorry, to Elazer's economy here is Haas. Queens are coming in now. The Lings are surrounding the Adepts, and it's looking like it's just about done here with the other Queens coming in from the main.
Yeah,
Haas still sending more Adepts in here, but I don't know if he can continue to muscle through here.
No, it seems like this attack should be ended pretty soon, especially with 22 more Zerglings coming out. But I do like the fact he's trying to shade out a little bit. Look at this. He's gone to that third base. Sent some shades in the main, but canceled those, and is getting a bit more damage done.
Yeah, I mean, this actually is working out very nicely for Haas. He's taken the probe lead now after all this. He's done quite a bit more drone damage than we expected, Artosis, and this is very, very nice. But Elazer's going for a cheeky follow-up here. The Roach Warren and the Nidus network going down. Okay,
you can't really blame him for that. He has 8 queens, 2 more on the way, so if he just Nidus his queens up, Adept Phoenix has a kind of hard time against that. If you have enough, maybe you can break it, but that many transfusions, that much health, and no bonus damage against him makes it a bit hard.
He's only got a couple Phoenixes as well. I think he's just about to have 3, so you can't really lift the Queens out of the battle or anything like that. And the Queens can transfuse those Roaches, keep them alive for quite a long time during that Nidus play. And we'll see if it gets unscouted here. The Shades are coming into the natural. Oh, they see the Nidus absolutely on the ramp there, so he is aware of Nidus, but it is happening right now in the main.
Looks like he is going for it. A couple Phoenixes actually standing right near that Overlord, so Haas just not seeing it. He is microing forward here with the Adepts shading up, but no, he does go ahead and cancel that one. Keeping Elazer a little bit busy, so he hasn't been able to do the Nidus yet, but here we go.
There it is.
Oh man, that is a lot of Queens.
They are certainly in here now with a lot of energy for Transfuses as well. The attacks from Haas still doing a little bit of hurt at the third, but it looks like it's all on Elazer now to turn the tide around and do some aggression of his own. The Phoenixes are starting to go down.
A little bit sloppy there with the Mothership Core. A ton of energy on it. It actually just gets picked off. Haas having a hard time, and even with his attack, he shaded on top of Lings and Bane, so all those Adepts that he was aggressive with died during this, and GG is called. Now tied up 1-1.
There you go. We got ourselves a series, Artosis. Elazer is showing us that he can be cheeky as well and also play the map. That is Arena, and it's not a surprise at all to see that Nidus go down. A brilliant decision there from the Polish Zerg.
Yeah, it really was. That was because suddenly, like, he wasn't dealing with the Adept harass that well. He did some of his own good Baneling drops and whatnot, which were really effective, but when the Adepts started to kill so many drones that the probe count went ahead, I was like, oh god, is Haas just going to kill this guy 3-0? But good choice there with the counter Nidus.
Yeah, and obviously paid up for him. So next map's going to come up pretty shortly. I'm pretty keen to see what that one is. Talk about it a bit more.
Yeah. I mean, these two guys, it could be anything. Elazer, the thing is, a Protoss like Haas, banning maps, you might have to do a little bit differently because, for instance, a map like Arena, sure, Elazer won that, but that, I would imagine, would be a map that he would be very comfortable on. In fact, the next one is Prion Terraces, which, again, I mean, Haas is kind of crazy. He might have something special here that, despite the fact it's normally considered Zerg favored, it might not be in Haas's case.
Yeah, possibly not. Haas may have a plan here for Prion Terraces, and we've seen on the other stream, on A stream, Neeb beating Hydra on Prion Terraces. I mean, that said, though, Hydra did go for a 12 pull, I believe. I don't know if Elazer is going to be that insane. I think it's actually behooves him to make 3 hatcheries and try and play.
Yeah, if he just tries to get into the macro game and Haas does not straight up kill him, the game's over.
Yeah.
You know, obviously those gold minerals, very good, especially against Protoss when you're playing as Zerg. So it'll be interesting to see how that one goes. Looks like they're just going to remake that lobby real quick, and we'll get into it.
I was the only one left in that lobby. It's like the cab ride this
yesterday. So we have nine talents working. 8 talents in Apollo working down at this event, and basically what happened was Maynard, like, just randomly we got in 2 cabs, and then when we got to the venue, everyone looked around and was like, "How many do you have?" We're like 8, and we're like, Maynard is at the hotel. Oh no, poor guy. And then we almost left you again today.
Almost.
But Apollo and I stayed.
That's right. And then we almost left Roddy here last night, like on purpose.
Tasteless wanted to, man.
Tasteless was going to, yeah.
I mean, so much fun.
We were all pretty tired and delirious at that point. And Tasteless just really wanted to go back. And
these days are late, man.
Yeah, they are.
God.
And they go so quickly as well. We didn't like whip out my phone and had a look at the time. And I'm like, it's 11 p.m. We've been here for 13 hours.
Well, yesterday was like really, really fantastic games all day and like almost no hiccups.
Yeah.
Today's like, it feels a little bit longer this morning just because we had those internet hiccups. But I mean, it's esports. This happens every now and then.
And they're done with now, so we're rolling.
Yeah. I'm starting to find a little bit more energy. You know, I was kind of chilling on the couch for too long because I didn't even cast in the beginning. I'm like, this is taken. But we're on track. We're doing it.
If StarCraft doesn't wake you up, especially when it's this high level, and I'd say you probably need to get your eyesight checked or maybe full screen that StarCraft instead of playing Hearthstone on the other screen or something like that.
All right, it looks like we are now ready, getting right into it. And any predictions for Prion Terraces?
I feel like this is Elazer's map, but yeah, I'm going to say Elazer.
If Haas wins here, it's going to be very rough for Elazer to take this series.
I would agree with you completely. I would start to edge my prediction to be Haas, but I'm going to go ahead and stick with Elazer, my man from Poland here, the Zerg player.
All right.
I think they'll win on Prion.
All right, we will see about that. The map is loading up. Get out there, hashtag WCS. Let your friends know. Haas is playing, and that makes it a lot of fun.
Yep.
Down here in the bottom right, our cheesy Protoss player, Haas.
Haas.
All right.
You're like grunting.
Yeah, I'm trying really hard here.
In the top left spawn from Poland, winning that last game with some Nidus play. This is Elazer.
That was a good one, yeah. Okay, well, the zoom out wasn't, but other
and now you got to hit all your hotkeys.
Do you see?
Wow, okay. Elazer drone scouting, immediately seeing a pylon right there. So, I mean, there comes the ball's going to come down.
I just got to throw this out there. A drone scout went by this pylon. So this is like...
Well, I guess
that's not a good place to put your pylon. I have to be critical. Like, if it is literally in the vision of a drone scout, now I know that Zergs don't scout with their drone all the time, but you are literally past the cheesiest Protoss at the pro level. The fact that he had this here and not, oh, I don't know, right here, where the drone would not have seen it.
I can't believe what we're watching right now.
Like, I mean, if he loses, it's deserved. Like, that is one of the main things you need to map out is where, if you're going to proxy, you need to know where drone scouts go and where overlord scouts go.
And then he dropped a 4th gateway and canceled the pylon as well.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, and
Roach Warren on one base.
Yeah, Lazer's just like, okay, I'll just make a Roach Warren. It's going to be a lot of Zealots here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of feeling a Elazer here. I think you had a very good prediction.
We knew deep in our darkest recesses that we don't talk about that Haas had a plan here on this map. But
I'll talk about whatever deep, dark recesses you want to talk about, Maynard.
All our deep, dark secrets in places that we don't talk about at parties.
Yeah. Well, you haven't been at many parties with Taste tonight, huh?
Yeah, he's a sharer. He's a sharer.
All right, so 3 Zealots coming out here. Obviously, 1 gate being chrono boosted. But as Roaches pop out, like, the Roaches just have more micro to them than the Zealots do. So generally, you're just going to crush them if you have similar numbers.
Generally. I think Elazer is just going to make a handful of Roaches and then just try and get that second hatchery up because he doesn't want to be pinned down on one base versus a one base Protoss.
You know
That's
what?
Still something you don't really want.
I think he might just go and try to kill. I think there's definitely a possibility about that. Like, I think what Elazer needs to do is probably go immediately for a Robo. Because just seeing Roaches, like, once he clears out enough of the Zealots that he feels like he can send some across, that's going to be hard to hold on to back at the Protoss base. And in fact, sending some down now, but there are Stalkers on the way.
He's getting Burrow for the Roaches. This is so cool. If you can actually get down Burrow and block a Nexus or something like that, that'd be pretty sick. Save the Roaches. They're a little bit... You can still, even without Roach speed, micro against Zealots for a while. The Stalker obviously going to make things trickier for Elazer.
Yeah, 2 Zealots down, 1 Roach down at the moment. More Stalkers are going to be popping out. Now, Stalkers without any upgrades against Roaches with just Blink? Like, I mean, with just Blink. With just Burrow? Imagine Roaches with Blink. Oh, my God. But no, like, basically, the Stalkers can win that.
Yes.
They do out-micro Roaches pretty significantly, so...
Well, we see that a Ravager being made with a very hurt Roach there by Elazer, and a Ravager is a pretty good unit to have. It has an extra range on that attack. The Stalkers are up in number, though. There's 4 of them. There is superior numbers, obviously, for Elazer, and he is going to bat Haas away to the middle of the map. Haas can reinforce shortly. He's actually not making... Okay, now he's making a Stalker there at his gateway. He doesn't have Warp Gate yet, obviously, because his Cyber Core was, took about 1,000 years to finish.
Yeah. And it certainly does look like that. Oh, man, this is some good Burrow usage. And, in fact, he's going to unpower these gateways. So 6 Stalkers makes such a difference here.
Absolutely, and now that these gateways are unpowered, that is the production of Haas. He's forced to make a robotics facility and a forge back at home. He needs cannons or something to defend because he doesn't actually have any production right now.
Yeah, that is actually really rough. You're very right about that. He has absolutely 0 production. Like,
yeah, he can't make units.
This is all the units he can have until that Robo is done, so definitely needs to get that up. But you know what? He is making his Nexus. Unfortunately for him, Elazer is already mining from the gold base. So I would definitely have to give Elazer a strong edge here, but Haas isn't going to die right now.
This cute Roach Burrow like leapfrog that Elazer's doing is a really cool thing. That he's pressuring Haas away from the middle of the map, so he can't really get out there or repower the gateways or anything crazy like that. He has to pull back into his natural.
Have you ever played Red Light, Green Light?
I have. Yeah.
Have you ever played Red Roach, Green Roach? Because that's what Elazer is playing. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Look at this. He is making his way forward. Here is a problem, though. He's getting so close. There's about to be an observer out, which means he will lose every single one of these Roaches.
Yeah, and that's
like Haas will chase them all down.
I mean, Elazer has been on the other side of the map, powering on, getting a 3rd hatchery, making nothing but drones here. Speed is just about to finish. Bailey Nest on the way. And I mean, they're not too bad against Stalkers when you get a lot of speedlings out, that's for sure.
You know what? Haas did an okay job recovering from like how poor the build went at the beginning, don't you think?
Yeah, I mean, he's still alive, which is it's incredible to me.
And not just that, he is not just still alive, but he is remaking pylons at his gateways and rallying up an Immortal. Now, there are a lot of Lings on the way, and Lings will wreck the Stalker, so if he thinks Roaches and he makes more Stalkers, he's in trouble. If he makes Zealots or Adepts, he's going to be good to go.
He's making Stalkers. He's thinking that Elazer's made nothing but Roaches here, and of course, we know that's not the case. So many Speedlings from Elazer coming down to meet Haas in the middle of the map. He's not even waiting for him to reach the creep here. He's moving out.
Yeah, he is backing up, losing a couple Stalkers already, but he does micro out of that, kills quite a bit. Gotta get this Queen as well.
Yeah, this Queen went walkabout now. She's gonna get picked off for her troubles.
Yes, she certainly is after that walkabout. I love that. Does back up now towards these gateways and uses that overcharge as well. And Haas is kind of making this work. In fact, just staying on Stalkers despite the fact he's seen so many Lings.
Elazer's making 4 Banelings back at home. He's trying to get +1 attack for his Lings. He's made 14 Lings, 10 more on the way here. The Queen's trying to zone Haas back a bit. He can recall if he needs to, but he is engaging on this ramp. A surround with the Speedlings of the Stalkers is Elazer, and he's going to take out a lot of the Protoss units here.
We do have a Prism coming up, though, and some fancy micro as well. Loses that Mothership core with a lot of energy once again, so definitely some miss micro going on here from Haas, and finally warping in Adepts as opposed to more Stalkers.
That's right, and with these Queens, he's going to try and pick off the Warp Prism here, but the Immortal is targeting them down. They do go down. The Queens are all dead. We have the Lings here just engaging, and a little bit of cute micro here from Haas with his Prism. He is getting kills, though, still.
You know what? This is kind of a crazy game. The amount of units that Haas is forcing out of Elazer here. Haas is actually up 1 probe, and Elazer isn't mining from his 2nd gold. So the economies are actually quite even at the moment.
Which is insane to say, but also true. So many more Lings on the way. Banelings still being morphed. Haas even making more production back at home. He's not going to stop this aggression. He's continuing on. The Adepts are surrounded once again. The Prism warping in more. The Immortal is putting it in between, sandwiching it in between the gateway units to defend it.
Does not want to be losing that Immortal.
So close, and it does go down. And it looks like Elazer has deflected him for now.
In fact, in the meantime, we do have that Zergling counterattack doing some serious damage. He's going to break through that Forge in a second, and he continues to Sim City here. This is a very temporary way to solve the problem, though.
That's right. It looks like the Cybercore is unpowered here. And he does power down the pylon as well. No warp-ins for Haas back at home. He's walled off the Lings for now, but he is taking heavy damage.
He certainly is down. This Cybernetics core will go as well. A few Adepts being warped in, but all over on this side of the map. Haas is very much all in.
Yeah, he's got a nice little army to be able to do damage to this 3rd hatchery here, but Elazer does have Speedlings, and they can reinforce, but he's just waiting here. He doesn't want to take critical damage. If he lets Haas get up into that natural, that's going to be bad, but it just looks like Elazer has way too much army at this point.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think he's really hit that critical mass. A few micro mistakes there by Haas while he was on the aggressive side. And, you know, everything's looking kind of rough for him.
Elazer's making Banelings on the other side of the map here and morphing an Overlord for drops.
Man. Well, he's going to be able to just crush that mineral line, especially this type where they are so stacked closely together. In the meantime, we do have Elazer moving in the center against these gateways, and looks like he wants to unpower them once again.
And he absolutely will. That pylon is toast. The one of the gateways going down now, and it is 4 Banelings heading into the natural of Haas. Haas hasn't pulled the probes just yet, and down they come.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be a lot of probes. 4 down so far. Oh, yeah,
only 5. For 4 Banelings, that's actually not amazing, but I mean...
yeah, Haas is going to be all right with that, I think. And look at that, more Banelings coming in the front, but his Sim City is so crazy. He has so many pylons here.
He actually funneled the Banelings in between the pylons there, and they took a lot of hurt. Will the Lings be able to break through here? The overcharges for Haas are looking all right. He has sentries, no forceful energy left, though. Using the Overlord to lift the Lings over the wall and put them behind here. It is Elazer, and now the probes are starting to die.
Yeah, the probes having to run away now as well. He is trying to warp in even more depths on the other side. You know, even losing his natural at the moment. Not a lot left over for Haas, and it does not look like he should be able to take this.
This is kind of it for Haas here. This attack here with his Prism, just those Adepts and that Prism, but he has lost all of his infrastructure back at home. The Lings of Elazer nearly getting the Nexus as well as 17 probe kills.
And Haas really put up a strange build. Everything went wrong, but he still almost kind of made everything work out as well.
That actually goes to show you, like, if anyone says Haas is just cheesy and he only wins because he cheeses, it's not. He's actually a really good player.
Yeah, no, I mean, he plays differently from everyone, and I know you're angry guys in the chat that you lose to this on the ladder, but, like, he's good. I mean, there's a reason this guy is making it deep in all these tournaments, and there you have it.
That's right. +2 attack nearly done for Elazer. These are very high DPS links coming out now. Queen's batting away what's left of Haas's army here. Look, his production is just not good enough to keep this up. It's going to be Elazer taking this map any minute now.
Yeah, no doubt about that. These Adepts, not even with the Glaives upgrade, doing the best they can against Fast Queens.
And there it goes. GG! Elazer gets himself a lead in the series 2-1.
Okay, well, there you have that. And
what a weird game.
It breaks my heart that he made the pylon in a drone scout path.
It was literally in the middle of the map. Like,
and the thing is,
drones,
like, an inch and a half to the left, the drone never sees it. If Elazer makes a hatchery there, he's dead.
I saw your face when that pylon went down. That was it.
I mean, Haas, like, I understand he's like, okay, well, I need you not to scout this, but I need you also not to drone scout. Like, the thing is, if you drone scout at a time like that, you'll have your hatchery being made before you figure out that there's proxy gates. So, like, the build is working already. But when it's, like, right outside his base, right in the vision, it's a little bit too sloppy for me to truly accept Maynard.
Yeah, a little bit too sloppy of an opening there, but he managed to somehow claw a 10-ish minute game out of it.
Yeah.
Which is amazing.
It looked like he might be able to actually do something when he attacked up. I was surprised he kept making that many Stalkers. I felt like maybe if he tried to brute force with Adepts or Zealots even, it could have done better. But
it looked kind of scary for Elazer. At one particular point, it looked scary when the Immortals were rallying up with a bunch of Stalkers that he'd made to defend. But, I mean, obviously, Elazer made the right choice, didn't commit too heavily to Roaches, just made 4, I think, in total. Oh, no, I mean, made more than that. He lost a couple of Roaches, but the ones that he was using in the middle of the map to leapfrog there, that was it. He just started link production after that. And he already had Speedling upgrade on the way, and it was worked out very well for the Polish Zerg.
All right. Well, it looks like we are ready for game number 4. It's going to be on Frozen Temple. This is match point coming up for Elazer. But our good friend Haas, man, he needs to win this one to have a chance to move on to that round of 8.
Does indeed. Haas needs to win the next 2. The Polish Zerg, 1 win away from the round of 8. Pretty sick.
Let's do it, guys.
Let's do
Get
it.
out there. Hashtag WCS. Hashtag Rotterdam. And, you know, we will get this going.
Yeah, hashtag Roddy in the club, I think is the hashtag.
Is that the appropriate? So. All right. Here we go. In the top left. 1 defeat away from ultimate defeat. It is Haas.
Not even defeat. That's ultimate defeat.
Ultimate defeat. It's very different.
And in the bottom right here, 1 map away from winning. This is Elazer. Pew pew, Elazer.
Is that what the ID is?
It's spelt with a Z, so I think that's the one that, I mean, different regions use different Z's or S's for that word, I believe.
Rotterdam is so good at these keys. He's just coming over
really
and fixing
good
everything.
At these hotkeys. Yeah, he's getting a score up for you guys. Of course, you guys want to be, if you're just tuning in right now, seeing what's up, see Elazer opening as safe as possible here, going gas and pull. That's actually kind of looks like he wants to be an aggro Zerg here.
He could be. I mean, just against the way that Haas has been opening this could be strong. And look at the way that Haas is opening a Forge and a Gateway. Haven't seen something like this since the Wings of Liberty beta.
This looks like the old days, man. Forge expand.
All right. Well, you know, he's going to get over here and see the fact that this is, in fact, such a fast gas and pull that I would imagine he kind of cancels this and just expands.
So we're getting some word from our experts on the field that this might actually be a 4 pylon block cannon rush.
Oh, man. That is... Rotterdam knows his Haas, man.
Yes, indeed. And Haas is doing something extremely cheeky here for Elazer. He can use cannons and future in the game. This actually does remind me of Heart of the Swarm. Pylon walls with cannons on the expansions.
Well, he actually cancels a couple right there of the pylons getting these cannons up at the moment. And let's not forget that he actually does have a gateway behind this. He actually does have a gas, so he can continue to tech up after this as well.
Yeah, and Elazer needs to make the right choices here. One false move, and he can, and Haas will just win this game. Oh, that's cute. The Lings do get out, though.
Well, I don't think he cares too much about 2 Zerglings getting out. But at least those can keep an eye on what's going on a lot around the map. Does force his cancel out of Elazer, and look, there is no back way out of this map.
No, that's pretty much it. They're stopping him from taking a third for the foreseeable future. Roach on the way for Elazer, so he's going to try and bust out. And of course, when you have Roaches, you can potentially counterattack, but Haas knows all of this, and he's falling off back at home.
Look at this. I've never seen anyone use buildings as much as Haas. He is the ultimate building Protoss.
Yeah, cancels that one pylon there as the Zealot comes out to be able to wall off there very nicely against the Lings. And those 2 cannons keeping Elazer pinned on 1 base. And Haas going up with a Stargate, but Elazer Zergling did see that, though.
I gotta say, I do like the Stargate follow-up just because whatever Haas does, Stargate units will be good against it. Like whether you want a Void Ray, an Oracle, even Phoenixes, like on 1 base, Zerg is not really equipped to deal with any sort of Stargate units.
Not so much. Actually, did he scout that Stargate? I swear I saw a link.
I'll check for you, because I am the observer.
No, he didn't at all.
See it.
Wow, that's cool. So Haas changing things up, could be Oracle, anything like that. A lot of things you can do against Elazer now. Elazer is scrambling for the right choice at the moment.
Yeah. Now we do actually have Elazer busting out of here with some Ravagers and some Roaches. Almost loses that 1 Ravager. Yeah. I imagine a Void Ray will be on the way, right?
That would make sense, actually. No, it's going to be an Oracle.
Well, Oracles actually kill Ravagers reasonably quickly. They just run out of energy, so can be a bit annoying. But looks like the Ravagers do go ahead and kill off that pylon. Will be able to finish off these cannons as well. But will Elazer just go all in from here?
Looks like he's going to get a hatchery and take the natural at least before he makes his units. Going to Lair is on the way. And, yeah, I mean, he's really been knocked back here. He doesn't have too much going for him. He has 21 drones versus the 30 nearly of Haas. But Haas's natural isn't up yet either.
You know, I'm a little bit worried for Haas. He actually is just starting the Mothership Core. The Oracle is his only defense other than this Zealot. And this Zealot is not really that great defense against Roach Ravager, so... Yeah,
the Oracle's not too bad against Ravagers, though.
Yeah.
Doing a bit of damage from the top here. 1 Ravager is going down, and that Oracle's chasing the second one, and it will pick it off.
All right, well, the Zealot actually doing his job as well, killing some Lings and slowing everything down. Gonna go after the Roaches, but... the Oracle at full energy might be able to kill 4 Roaches. I haven't really counted, but yeah, it doesn't have full energy. So this is a bit annoying for sure.
Yep, and Sforge is doing some hurt here, unpowering the structures of the wall here of Haas. And they're actually going to get that pylon cancel as well and just head into, just keep this probe line free.
I thought you said pylon council there for a minute. I'm like, what is he? Is that where he gets pylon charge? Like,
yeah, sorry. My accent. Apologies.
No, it's the best one. Don't worry about it. But look at this. The Roaches are doing some serious work. 3 probes killed, a bunch of pylons. He's slowed down the warp gate research. He's made the Oracle stay at home.
Oh, he's going to force an unpower cancel again.
Yeah, this is super annoying.
Oh, actually, the Void Ray possibly will keep that up.
Now, this is why I was a little bit surprised about the Oracle. If he had just made a Void Ray from the start, I feel like he'd be in a better spot. But at the moment, we do have the Nidus Network coming up.
There it is. Queen's getting in there, and the Roaches and the Ravagers are going to join her shortly, and it is going up in the main.
Well, this is going to be pretty tough for him to stop. Let's see. A Void Ray, an Oracle, and a Mothership Core. The Mothership Core does have enough for an overcharge. He's going to have to pull all of his probes, I think, as well.
He does indeed. The Void Ray and the Mothership Core are here. The pylon helping out a bit, but will it be enough? The probes are starting to go down. They are starting to dwindle very quickly here. The Nidus goes down. Is this enough from Elazer to put critical damage to Haas? It certainly looks like it. 13 probes have gone down. 15 probes going down. The Oracle nearly getting picked out of the sky. It looks like it will live.
Yes, it will indeed. And the Warp Gate finally just now finishing up. He's got to get some units in ASAP. Looks like a couple Stalkers will get warped in, but...
I don't know, Dan. I don't know, Dan. This is going to get unpowered here. And that's 21 probe kills. It's tough to come back from here. Elazer has put critical damage to the Taiwanese Protoss here on match point.
This is just about game, I would say. Let's see if Haas can do anything here to try to come back. He is killing off the Roaches, sure, but he has, like, no real follow-up. Putting this all together, it's like a puzzle. Like, what strategy could he use to win? And I'm looking at him like, okay, so we have an unpowered Twilight Council with no upgrades going. 2 unpowered gateways. There's a powered gate, a +1 attack. Okay, how many units? 3 Stalkers and a Warrior. No, I can't find anything, man. There's not. What do you do here to try to win?
Guys, Arcturus has put his big, sexy caster analysis brain into this match, and he could not find an answer here for Haas.
Well, I guess if he kills every Overlord.
Well, that's going to help. That's a pretty severe supply block there for Elazer, so I guess he can't make any units for a little while.
Well, he is teching up to the Hydralisk Den, probably just kind of the safe catch-all answer to whatever Haas could be thinking about doing. But
no surprises there.
You know, a lot of this actually came about because Haas made that Oracle and not a Void Ray, so his Warp Gate research was super late, couldn't have any units to actually help defend against that Nidus. Really makes you think how this would have looked if he had gone for a Void Ray.
A lot of Stalkers being walked in here. He has 6 in total with a Void Ray in support, and that's actually a scary-ish army in this early stages, considering Elazer is trying to tech right now. Haas potentially could get some damage done. There are some Queens and Roaches in support here. 3 of the Roaches very damaged, though.
Yeah, he does have that +1 attack as well, which is kind of funny because I'm like, well, I don't think with 3 Stalkers and +1 attack you're going to do much, but let's see what he can get done. We do have some Hydras popping out at this point. Yeah. Definitely going to help out.
I think when these Lings and Hydras come out, that's probably going to be it for Haas's army. He'll have to retreat because it's going to be very, very tough to stop that army.
All right, well, he's going down towards the 3rd base. Maybe he could get a kill on this. He does have a Void right here. That adds a lot of damage if he has a charge ready.
He doesn't just yet, but there it is.
And he actually is going to get this 3rd base, which is quite nice. But, as you said, this army is not going to let him die. The thing is, Haas is, like, as always, somehow making a game out of this.
I mean, he plays Protoss, which is insane because he reminds me of a Roach. They just don't die. If there's a nuclear fallout, it's the one thing that survives.
So you're saying if in a post-apocalyptic world,
Haas will be standing above.
Haas will be the greatest StarCraft player.
He'll be like the guy wearing rags that has a throne in the middle of, like, making out of junk. And he's in charge of, like,
excellent.
Be the Mad Max King.
No, Mad Max is like the greatest ever. So I'm with you on this. I love it.
That's right.
All right, so somehow the supplies are pretty even. Take a look at this worker count, 35 to 43. He had lost like 15 probes to the Nidus. He had nothing. He had nothing going on, but this counterattack has done some serious work.
Yeah, that little army of +1 Stalkers with that Void Ray definitely, I mean, getting that 3rd hatchery is huge for Haas.
Now, he did cancel the Glaives and is instead going into charge, which is kind of interesting. But speed does finish for these Zerglings. They're going to go ahead and run into the natural right now.
Yeah, split off into the main as well. They didn't get too much done in the natural just yet. They're in the main now, though, and there's not just one pylon that can cover the mineral line here.
Yeah, very annoying stuff. Does warp in the Adept down there to go ahead and clean the rest of them, but
didn't get too much.
Yeah, it like kind of annoys him a bit. It slows down his economy, gets a few probes here and there. But that's about it there for Elazer. And wow, dude, this game could even normalize. I don't even know.
Elazer's actually making a lot of units right now, and Muscular Augments just finished with the Hydras. They have speed and extra range, and a lot of links to bolster the forces there. They're very, very anti what Haas has. But that said, Haas is switching things up, trying to get into charge tech with +2.
Dude, Charge-a-lots with +2 attack will shred your Hydras. You can't just be going Hydras against that. You definitely need like a strong Roach buffer or something like that in front of him.
And Haas is making the right units right now, but will it be enough? He's going to get into Charge-a-lot, get the Immortals out as well, which is correct because you do see that a Lurker Den is on the way here for Elazer, and it's very, very good against Lurkers, but I mean, it depends on the numbers when they do clash here, of course, like by a huge deal. Charge 5 seconds away from being done. Haas saturating his 3rd Nexus, and Elazer is just starting to catch up in drone count as well. Very, very even worker count.
Yeah, this is, I can't believe that this has actually happened from this game. You and I were kind of looking at each other like it was over after that Nidus, but
it looked it.
Yeah, Haas, definitely a magical Protoss player. I can't even believe the types of situations that he pulls people into. And thing is, it's like, Haas kind of like brings you to his level and makes you play his game. And he's like the best at his game. And
you could be the cleanest player in the world, but he makes you fight dirty. He's like scrappy and dirty.
And
Haas loves playing scrappy and dirty, but Elazer maybe not so much.
Yeah,
he probably plays ladder games like this every day. Like, he knows exactly what to do when this fails.
I bet you he's like, his games, he's probably like lost more units than his opponent every single time, and it's just like these weird strategic victories
I just want like a replay pack of 100 Haas games and get a big bowl of popcorn and sit down in front of my laptop and just watch them.
Yeah, that would...
It'd actually be more entertaining than most TV to just watch a whole bunch of Haas replays.
I bet you there'd be a lot of flaming in those replays against Haas.
Probably.
Probably in languages we don't understand.
Probably.
But yeah, right now we do have, it looks like Elazer moving out a little bit, spreading his units as well. Might be going for a bit of a flank. That's a lot of lurkers, Maynard.
That's a lot, Nias. Like I said, will Haas have enough? He has the right units, but he's making 2 immortals at a time, but that is already so many lurkers here from Elazer, and the siege has begun.
Man, he actually gets into a great position here. This is going to be so hard for Haas to break. Already taking some damage here on a bunch of his units.
And he's in range of the robotics facility as well, I think.
Oh, that's brutal. There is a second one in the main base, I believe, but I don't know if that's really going to be enough to help break through. These lurkers are making this really tough.
The lurkers are naked down. He's going to lose a couple in the back here, but all Elazer needs to do is pull the Hydras and the Lings back to engage and move the lurkers up. He's zoned Haas away from his base, and he's done damage to his production. Haas holding on for now.
Yeah, I don't know how much longer, though. Some pretty good flanks coming out of Elazer here, kind of keeping Haas busy. But you know what? The army is getting bigger and bigger for Haas. He's actually bringing his probes in at this point to fight lurkers.
I don't know about that one, but I guess he has to pull everything in. This is match point for Elazer.
Oh, there are no observers left here, and those lurkers are going ham on this army. He actually would have completely destroyed everything, but Elazer targeting down the observer.
Well done there by Elazer, indeed. It looks like Elazer's just got too much, and that's it. GG, 3-1.
Wow, that is just crazy, man. Like, he almost fought back there, but at the end of the day, not quite enough to stop Elazer.
There you go. He actually he almost killed all the lurkers. It was so close.
Yeah.
He was at 8 lurkers during that attack, and he got them all the way down to 3, but...
Guys, don't try that at home. Don't try to pull your probes
you'll hurt yourself.
Lurker. Yeah, no,
You'll hurt yourself.
Haas almost made it work out, but, you know, Elazer a little bit too good on the defense. I think that, you know, the thing is Haas has such a big reputation that people know that crazy stuff is happening. And even though they're not going to be as good at the crazy stuff, just knowing that it's going to come allowed Elazer to do things like scout coming, you know, a lot earlier, especially Prime Terrace is the drone scout. You don't always see that. So some good moves out of Elazer because of that.
Well played and a well-deserved series from the Polish Zerg. Moving on to the round of 8, Haas unfortunately excused from the tournament, which is a shame for all of you Haas fans out there. I know there are quite a lot that follow me on Twitter because they're like, I want to see Haas play today.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm sorry that he is in fact gone, but Elazer well-deserved, and you'll get that extra money and those extra WCS points.
Yeah,
that's what it's all about here.
It's getting really deep, man. This might be one of the kids that we end up seeing at BlizzCon at the end of the year, the way his career's going.
Very likely. He's already got a good handful of points.
Yeah, yeah. All right, guys, we're going to jump to a quick commercial break. We're a little bit behind schedule, so we got to push this forward and get into the next match. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.